Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Syahne Aurora Permata Agustya from class 2A English Language Education Study Program. Here, I will explain a little about noun phrases, adjective phrases, verb phrases, adverbs, infinitive phrases, and gerund. This assignment is designed to complete a mid-test assignment in an intermediate English grammar course. Let's study together! Noun phrase. A noun phrase is a group of two or more words headed by a noun that includes modifier, the, a of them with her. A noun phrase plays the role of a noun. In a noun phrase, the modifier can come before or after the noun. Note, a noun phrase can also be headed by a pronoun. For example, the dog with fleece, the one with fleece. Examples of noun phrases. In normal writing, nouns nearly always feature in noun phrases. It is rare to find a noun functioning by itself in a sentence. Man proposed but God disposed. German canon Thomas A. Kempis. This example features two nouns without any modifier. That's rare. In other words, there are no noun phrases in this example. The function of noun phrases. Like any noun, a noun phrase can function as a subject, an object, or a complement within a sentence. In this example below, the noun phrase is in part and the head or noun is highlighted. Singing in the bed relaxes me. Here, the noun phrase is the subject of the verb relaxes. I know the back streets. Here, the noun phrase is the direct object of the verb know. She was the devil in disguise. Here, the noun phrase is a subject complement following the linking verb was. Adjective phrase. An adjective phrase is a group of words headed by an adjective that describes a noun or a pronoun. Easy examples of adjective phrases. She had extremely blue eyes. She wore very expensive shoes. Sarah was hostile towards me. More about adjective phrases. The other words inside the adjective phrase are known as the dependent of the head adjective. They are typically adverb of fully and very, or propositional phrases about the result. If you ever find yourself discussing adjective phrases, it won't be too long before you encounter the terms attributive adjective and predicative adjective. Attributive adjective and attributive adjective typically it's before the noun it is modifying. The beautifully carved frames are priceless. Predicative adjective. A predicative adjective typically it's after the noun it is modifying. The frames are beautifully carved and priceless. Verb phrase. What is verb phrase? Verb phrases are one of the 8 types of phrases in a sentence. They include the helping verb and main verb in a sentence. For example, the author is reading a new book. I must make an A in this class. You can also create verb phrases without helping verb at all. The sentence can only be said in present or past verb tense. For example, the author wrote a new book. I made an A in this class. Modal verbs in verb phrases. Modal verbs are another kind of helping verb. These verbs express possibility, obligation, and suggestion. They include can, could, ought, may, might, must, should, will, would. Modal verbs are also infinitive verbs. They are not conjugated if different tenses, but they do establish the speaker and mood. Examples of sentence verb phrases that have modal verb are: you might finish your homework tomorrow. Should we drive to the Concord together? Mind phrase in a verb phrase. Now that you know how helping and modal verb work, it's time to look at the other parts of the verb phrase. Mind verb establish the action of the sentence. They are function on their own or with a helping verb in a verb phrase. Examples of the mind verb from the sentence about include: I don't know what channel the game is on. Are you going to the dance tonight? Adverb phrase. An adverb phrase consists of one or more words. The adverb is the head of the phrase and can appear alone or it can be modified by other words. Adverbs are one of the four major word classes, along with nouns, verb, and adjective. In the examples, the adverb phrases are in bold. The other words that modify the adverb are underlined. We usually go on holiday in August. Time goes very quickly. The day passed quickly enough. Adverb phrases function. Adverb phrases plus verb. We use adverb phrases most commonly to modify verbs. In the examples, the adverb phrases are in bold. The verbs that they modify are underlined. Children grow up really quickly. Adverb phrases plus be. We use adverb phrases with be. This is especially typical of adverb of place. I'm upstairs. I'll only be a minute. Adverb phrases plus determiners. We use adverb phrases to modify determiners, especially words like all, some, half, many, or quantifiers. Only half of my friends could come to my party. Adverb phrases plus adjective are adverbs. We use adverb phrases to modify adjectives and other adverbs. Example, I found it extremely difficult to talk to her. He drives really carefully. Adverb phrases plus other phrases. We use adverb phrases to modify noun phrases and prepositional phrases. Examples, that's quite a tree. There was hardly anyone at the concert. Infinitive phrase. An infinitive phrase is the infinitive form of a verb plus and complement and modifier. The complement of an infinitive verb will often be its direct object and the modifier will often be an adverb. For example, he likes to nut the dog slowly. Examples of infinitive phrases. Here are some examples of infinitive phrases. He helped to board the roof. The officer returned to help the inspectors. The function of infinitive phrases. An infinitive phrase can play the role of a noun, an adjective, or an adverb. Number 1. Infinitive phrases used as nouns. Like all nouns, an infinitive phrase can function as a subject, an object, or a complement within a sentence. Number 2. Infinitive phrases used as adjective. When an infinitive phrase functions an adjective, it describes a noun or a pronoun. Number 3. Infinitive phrases used as adverbs. Most infinitive phrases that function as adverb tell use when the action occurred. Most infinitive phrases that function as adverbs could start with in order to. Gerund. The gerund looks exactly the same as a present participle, but it is useful to understand the difference between the two. The gerund always has the same function as a noun, although it looks like a verb. Some use of the gerund are conferred on this page. A separate page deals with verbs that are followed by the gerund. The gerund as the subject of the sentence. Examples: eating people is wrong. Hunting tigers is dangerous. The gerund as the complement of the verb to be. Examples: one of his duties is attending meetings. The hardest thing about learning English is understanding the gerund. The gerund after preposition. The gerund must be used when a verb comes after a preposition. This is also true of certain expression ending in a preposition. For example, the expression "in spite of" and "there's no point in." Examples: can you sneeze without opening your mouth? She is good at painting. The gerund after phrasal verbs. Phrasal verbs are compounds of a verb plus preposition or adverbs. Examples: when will you give up smoking? She always thought of going to the dentist. The gerund in compound nouns. In compound noun using the gerund, it is clear that the meaning is that of a noun, not of a continuous verb. Examples: I am giving Sally a driving lesson. The gerund after some expressions. The gerund is necessary after the expression can't help, can stand to be word, and it is not used. Examples: she can't help falling in love with him. So, the material that I convey. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.